The hell with them, this would be the end of his story. Victory over hardship, he's built for it. He killed for another chance to rewrite his story. He grabbed the pen, he wrote the script for it. He had a gift for it, something like a sixth sense. He backed his bags, man, he's in the bed sense. Had sentenced, did exactly what it was supposed to do. He swallowed pride, did what people that are sober do. He told the truth, trusted God and cleaned his mess up. They told him he kept going, be like he never even messed up. Within a couple years, the boy was blessed up. He used his story to help others who had messed up. Matter of fact, rumor has it that he still is. He makes music, they say it helps heal land. It's real bad once he's helping them through real battles. Real battles, know nothing about. And that's the story of the boy, and of course there's more to it. Maybe next time we'll get more into it. There's a moral to it, something for you to think on. Yo, you should think on it.
Welcome everybody, Joe Brothers, Show Me Loud and Proud. How are you doing today? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How is everybody doing this Wednesday? Yeah, today we're going to work on the third step, which is I'm thinking about something else, and I apologize for that. I am apologizing for that. The third step actually reads, made the decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him, or our higher power, or whatever you want to call Him. I got a few things I want to talk about before we get into that. September the 11th, I think it's between 3 and 7 at the Bardstown Farmers Market. There will be the Pathway to Hope. I will be speaking there. I will have my podcast set up and ready to go, and go live from there. I think that's going to be exciting. Got some door prizes to give away and all that good stuff. Also, man, I'm just glad to be here. Life has just been hectic with the heat and air business because of course it's getting summertime or spring, and business tends to just really be really out of control for me and do a lot of hours and do a lot of working. So I get to sit back and do this on Wednesdays. It sure helps out a lot. Whoop, whoop. How you doing, Johnny? What are you doing, Daniel? How are you doing today? Welcome to the show. I want to qualify myself here real quick. When I was 10 years old, I started smoking weed, drinking alcohol. I moved right along to mushrooms, to LSD, to pain pills, methamphetamines, heroin. I was a 5 gram a day heroin intravenous user, and my drug of choice was speedball and heroin and methamphetamines together intravenously. And I don't tell you that because I'm proud. I tell you that because I am living proof that any addict can get clean and sober. Any addict can get clean and sober. My sobriety date is August the 16th, 2018. For that day, I am truly grateful. I'm trying to figure out why I can't comment on my thing here. But anyways, it's always something different. Always something different. How are y'all doing? How are you doing this fine Wednesday? It snowed last night. Everybody keeps telling me. I keep saying, no, I didn't. Of course, I didn't get up in time to see it. I bet y'all can't tell how dirty I am right now because I've been back there grinding. I made a sheet metal brake instead of going out and buy one. And been grinding on it, getting ready for paint. But enough about that. Let's get into some recovery. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. All right. All right. Got some little notes here. Third step, made the decision to turn our lives and our will over to the care of God as we understood Him. In recovery, I had to give up my past. I had to give up all that to God or my higher power or whatever you choose to be your higher power. And I can't take it back. I got to let Him deal with all that. You know, when I first got out of rehab, I was scared to death to come to town and see people. I was afraid they're going to say, hey, look at that loser, that junkie, that guy right there. And that right there was enough to keep me kind of in a shell. But I had to eventually give that up and let somebody else have it because I couldn't take that forever. I couldn't be scared to death forever to see people. And that's where this third step came in. I had to give that to God and not take it back. There's a lot of things out there that, what do you say, Johnny? How are you doing? How are you doing? I can't comment for some reason. I don't understand what's going on with that. I can't even. Oh, I see what's going on, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Let me check this here real quick. Create graphic. This gets different every time. Facebook just changes and changes and changes. No, that ain't it. I don't know. Anyways, it don't matter. I don't have to comment. I just don't get to put y'all's stuff down here at the bottom of the screen. And I really like doing that because, I don't know, I just like doing it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I don't know, it's weird. It usually has a little slot down here, but it don't matter. Anyways, you know, it's like I worry about Steve when he's on the internet and he's playing these games with people I don't know. And I worry about that because there's people out there, pedophiles, that would hurt him or whatever. And so I worry about that. And he's like, oh, Dad, don't worry about it. I got this. And, you know, at 13 years old, I would have said the same thing. And I had to give that to God because I would sit there and stress over it. And there's really nothing I can do, you know. It comes back to that serenity prayer, you know. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And because I cannot change it, there's no control over it, unless I just take His game away from Him and all that stuff. And so I had to give that to God, and that's a hard one. Because, you know, I know that me giving it to God will take it away from me, ease my thoughts and all that. But also know people are out there hurting kids and kids get hurt and things just happen. And so I worry about it. And it's easy for me to take that back is what I'm getting at. And if I take it back, then here I am worrying about it again. And if I keep worrying and I stay all upset and worried about what could happen, then what's really going on right now, then what happens is there's a good possibility I could go back out and use and drink again. And that's not an option for me because if I put another needle in me, I'm going to die. There's just no doubt about it because that's just what happens. I've seen a lot of people go that way and they go to jail, they get out of jail, and they try to do what they did and they fall over dead. from overdose, and I don't want to be that guy. I want to live forever. If I die before I'm 110, somebody killed me. But yeah, we got God is a redeemer. So basically, what that says is He's going to take all of that junk from the past, and He's going to take that from you. He's going to let you be the person that you're going to be, who you want to be, and who He wants you to be. As long as you don't take that back, and you start taking it back and all that, and then you start saying, well, I'm better than God because I take that back, and I'm going to do a better job than Him. And I can't do that as a person. I really can't. I want to read this little thing here. Redeeming the past. Each one of us comes to God with the past. In turning our lives over to Him, we give Him our entire selves, including our past losses and shame. We hand over to Him every moment of disgrace, every tear we had ever cried, every word we wished we could take back, all the broken promises, the loneliness, all the dreams that died, the dashed hopes, the broken relationships, our success and failures, all of our yesterdays and the scars they have left in our lives. Under the Old Testament, I ain't got my glasses on. Under the Old Testament law, is if someone lost freedom, property, or a spouse because of the disaster or a debt, the next of kin was looked as a redeemer, and property had been lost because of inability to pay. The redeemer would pay for it and return it to the original owner. If a woman lost her husband, the redeemer would marry her, providing her with protection and love. God tells us, fear not, you will no longer live in shame. Don't be afraid, there is no more disgrace for you. You will no longer remember the shame of your youth and the sorrows of widowhood, for your Creator will be your husband. The Lord of heaven's armies is His name. He is your Redeemer, for the Lord has called you back from your grief. Isaiah 54:4-6. God is our Redeemer and restorer of our losses. He is Lord of all, even of our days and our dreams in the past. When we give God the past, He can make up for all we have lost. He can get rid of us and shame and fill the empty places in our hearts. I know we all ain't a bunch of religious people. There are some religious people on here, and it don't matter. And you don't have to have the same religion I got or anything. That's the great thing about recovery. Just give it to a higher power. And if you don't know who that is, you can make it up. I mean, you really can. Like I said, my aunt, she got sober on a ball-peen hammer. That was her higher power. She did not believe in God. And I'm not here to make any of y'all believe in God. And just because I do, don't mean you have to. I always tell people to, write down, if you had a higher power, what would He do for you? I mean, He's going to help me out when I need it. He's going to love me when I need it. He's going to fix me when I'm sick. He's going to help me be happy. All that, and that whatever can be your higher power. It's the greatest thing about recovery if you don't believe, because you got to have something out there so you can just let somebody else have it. You can't carry the pain and the grief with you all the time. It's just, what do you say, Jennifer? Thank you for watching, Kyle. But you gotta be able to give it to somebody. If you try to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, you're doomed to fail. It's just too much. And that's the thing about believing that God's gonna, take our wheel, gonna help us out. And we don't have to worry about that no more, because we know that somebody's got us. It's like as a baby when you're a kid, you got to rely on your mother. Everything, all your pain and stuff is your mother's. She's gonna take care of you. She's gonna feed you, change your diapers. She's gonna do all that. Well, God's saying that He's gonna do that too if you give it to Him. And that's one of the hardest things that there is to do in recovery, is give it to somebody. The thing about God is not everybody agrees that he's there. I say he's there because I've seen him work in my life. I've felt him pull me out of addiction. So to me, it's like it's proven. But that's not everybody. Some people just think that we go on to whatever and life is what it is, and then they bury you and it's over. And I don't see that myself. But who am I to say that you have to believe this? Faith is basically you believe in something that you don't know that's true or not. That's why it's faith. And faith is big in recovery because you got to believe that there's something out there that can help you. And that's where we turn our lives and our wheels over to care of God, which is step 3. And there's a lot to it, and we're not going to get into it all today because there's several chapters on this. This one here's the Redeemer of the past. He's going to we give him all that agony that we had from the past, but he also submission to rest. We give him the future. We don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow because we got to live in today, which is the 24 hours. If I can stay sober for 24 hours, I don't have to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I might get drunk. I might get high tomorrow. But today, I don't have to. I always prefer to go from pillow to pillow. And the reason I go from pillow to pillow because it's not so long. If I get up in the morning and I make it all the way back to my pillow, well, I stayed sober. Now, when I get up in the morning, of course, that's going to start over. But I don't have to worry about, oh, man, I can't never drink again my whole life. What if I want to have a beer with my dad? Well, today I don't have to. If I think about, I can never have a beer with my dad, well, then it makes it impossible. We can't do nothing forever. But if we can get through today, we'll worry about that tomorrow. And we give that to God. I don't know if I explained that very well, but I tried. Today, I don't worry about the bills coming in. I just know God's got me. I don't worry about the water bill, the electric bill. Am I going to have gas to get to work? I don't worry about food in the kitchen. And I can tell you since August 16, 2018, I've not had to worry about that. It has always come through. It has always happened. I ain't going to say that I ain't been late. But today I don't hide from the bill collectors. I don't hide. I call them and say, hey, I can't pay it. In the madness, I would just not pay it. I only got $50. The bill's $75. I guess, well, I'm just going to get high with the money. And that's the way I lived. And today I don't have to do that. I call them and say, hey, look, I got this much money. I'll send it to you. And most of the time they just work with you. In sobriety, I've not had to worry about it much. I go to work every day, like a responsible adult does. I take care of my boy. I get home, we eat, we get showers, we go to bed, we start over again. And all that money that I was used to giving to the dope man, well, it's in the bank now. I don't have to worry about that no more. It's, it just stacks money. I had a guy with me the other day, and I went to the bank. I looked at the thing, and I was like, whoa, I got more money than I thought I had. And he's like, must be nice. I said, well, I ain't not giving it to the dope man. I ain't got nothing to spend it on. I really don't. If I'm not buying dope, I'm not buying crazy stuff and all that, where else am I going to spend it? I mean, I don't watch TV. I don't like watching TV because the world's so screwed up and overdoses happening all the time, and I got tired of watching it. I got tired of seeing it. I had to back away from all that negativity so I could be happy. I couldn't be happy watching and seeing all this negativity. I got people that come to me and they always say like, so-and-so's always complaining or this person's griping, and I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your grandma, your brother, your second cousin, your best friend. If they're negative, you got to get away from them. You got to get away from them. Negativity breeds negativity, and it will bring you down. 100%. It's hard to back away from a parent. It's hard to back away from a friend. It's all we know in the madness. When they say people, places, and things, we can't be around them. There's a reason for that. Because if I go out and hang out with all my old friends, Well, they break a bump out or they grab a beer. That might look good to me. And 34 years in the madness, 34 years in the madness, I don't know no better. It's a natural thing for me to reach over and grab that whatever they got and take a drink. Or I can remember in the madness we'd be sitting around and smoking a joint or whatever, and we'd all standing in a circle. And I don't know how many times that I can remember that I would say, "Oh, I'm done. I don't need no more." And they'd go around the circle. They'd hand it to me. And next thing I know, I'm hitting it. Not because I wanted to. I done told them I didn't want no more. But it's a habit. So people, places, and things are out. I can't be around them. I'm not a hater. If you can go out there and get high and whatever, and you take care of your family, pay your bills, your life's perfect, and all that great stuff, hey, I'm happy for you. Chuck Brothers can't do that. I can't do it because if I take that first hit, I take that first drink. If I do anything that I'm not supposed to do, hang around with people, places, and things, I lose kids, I lose houses, I lose time for jail. I'm going to eventually lose my life. And today, I'm not willing to do that. If them friends get mad at me, I can't help it. I tell them I ain't no hater. I just can't be around you because I don't trust me. It's not got nothing to do with you. I don't trust me. And my life is good today. I don't need all that. You know, I don't want to regress from what I'm doing. Recovery is the most important part of my life. Matter of fact, I do more in recovery than I do at work on a daily basis. So I try to pay attention. You know, y'all hear me talk about, like, you get out here in some of these programs, they tell you not to date nobody for the first year of your sobriety. I used to think that was the craziest thing ever. Of course, that was Chuck thinking. I can't think that way no more. I got to listen to other people that has done this deal because they've been through a lot of this stuff, and that's what makes a lot of this work is somebody has been through this or through that or whatever is going on in your life. Somebody has been through that. What do you say, Mark? It's always nice when y'all get on here from England. I just think that's the coolest thing ever to hear old redneck like Chuck Brothers talk about recovery. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. What do you say, Zach? What do you say, my friend? Hope everything's good with you. But yeah, it's you really got to watch out because if you're out there and you're trying to do better, I promise you, the devil don't like it. If you're trying to be better, he's going to be on you. And people say all the time, and like I said, y'all don't have to believe in all that, but it still is good to show you what's going on. People say, well, how come that guy out there can go out there and do that and nothing ever happens to him or whatever? A lot of times, if the devil's already got your soul, he ain't messing with you. He wants the guy that's turning away and wanting to do the next right thing. That's who he wants. He's already got them. He don't have to work as hard for them. That's why your life seems so miserable, and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. That's because he's on you. He don't want you to change. He don't want you to change. Why would he? If he's after your soul and he wants you to be bad, if you was bad all the time, it probably would be a little smooth sailing. But if you're trying to be more spiritually fit and more godly or be a better person, well, he don't want you to do that, so he's going to be in there interfering with that. And that's, and it does. It seems like to me that there's always something out there that could make me blow up or get mad or say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. And all that stuff's got consequences, so you got to really be careful. Really be careful. I always tell people get names and numbers. My phone's full of names and numbers. Call me. If you're out there struggling, call me. I have no problem talking to you. I can't give you my number over the podcast, but if you look hard enough, you can find it somewhere. Old people, places, and things. And the whole dating somebody that first year, like I started off there and I kind of got away from. You know, I'm almost 3 years sober. The guy that's talking right now is totally different than the guy I was before August 16, 2018. I'm not that same person. I didn't know who I was before that. And now that my mind has changed, had a spiritual experience, which basically means I don't think the same way. I would take the same problem that I had before and I would do something totally different because I don't think the way I did at that point. And that is a spiritual experience. So for me to say that I'm the same person as I was before would not be true. I went back at several situations, and I really don't think that way no more. I know the one thing I know for sure, people, is yes, it's a struggle at first because it's all you know. But I couldn't afford a podcast before recovery. I couldn't afford to rent this building that I'm in. I couldn't afford to have the shop I got right now. All of this is blessings from being in recovery. They will happen. They say that the 9-step promises will come true before you are halfway through. And that is very true. Very true. I wish there was a way that I could show you the happiness that I feel today, the joy that I get, even on my bad days when I'm upset and I'm aggravated with the world. I don't like what's going on in politics. I don't like what's going on in my hometown. I don't like that my mom didn't invite me over for dinner. Whatever my reason is for being upset that day, is way better than than the best day I ever got high. I promise you. I don't have to hunt. I don't have to give my life up, take away from Stephen. I don't have to take away from my family. I don't have to take away from work. I don't have to take away from my friends because I'm not chasing that no more. I don't have to do that no more. And it's given me all kinds of time to do what I want to do in life, and that's help people. That is my biggest reward that I have gotten out of recovery. Besides, every time I've gotten so much back, I could sit here all day and tell you, my family's back. My sister loves me and talks to me and treats me like a human being. I got Stephen. I got full custody of him. Sole custody. I don't have to answer to nobody except God and Stephen. That's it. I got somebody in my life that helps me out around the house and helps take care of me, feeds me dinner, that cares about me, that ain't wanting something from me. I got real friends. Real friends. They don't care about $1 in my pocket, dope in my pocket. They care about my well-being. See, because I don't have dope in my pocket no more. I don't have to buy my friends no more. What I got out of recovery is my life back. I get to be a human being again. I get to walk down these streets in New Haven. If I was walking, I don't have to walk anymore because I got 2 vehicles. Actually, I got 3, 2 trucks and a car. I walked for a long time because of flat tires, wrecked cars, whatever the reasons I couldn't drive. My high school year, I had a flat tire every day. Every day. I don't have flat tires no more. I don't have them issues. I watch people outside of recovery, and the people that's having issue after issue after issue after issue after issue, well, they was just like me. They out there doing what they're not supposed to do. And I give all that to God. I give all that pain and misery. He can have it. I don't want to deal with that no more. I'm not that guy no more. I want to keep going. I want to keep going in the direction of my higher power. And if you don't believe in God and you don't believe in a higher power, it's all right for now. It's all right. Find you one. If anything, try to be just a little bit better than you was yesterday. If you was complaining yesterday, don't complain today. And tomorrow, well, don't complain. Put a smile on your face. Whatever you got to do to be 1% better than you was the day before. Now, see, I try not to cuss anymore. I fail miserably. I cussed like a sailor when in the madness. I didn't care how people thought of me. I didn't care if it was your kid standing there, your wife standing there, your grandma standing there. I would say any word I wanted to because it was about me. I didn't care about people. Today, I do care about people. I want to, in recovery, if I'm going to be better than I was yesterday, I can't be that sailor potty mouth guy that I was yesterday. Today, I got to be a little better. And maybe that might be just not saying the F word 10 times. I might just say it 6. It's better than I was yesterday. You don't have to be perfect. None of this is set in stone. Just be a little better than you was yesterday. Work these steps. I mean, we've been doing these steps for the last 4 weeks, and we're on step 3, and we'll probably be on step 3 next week too, because the first 3 are important, and they're not working steps. These are steps before you start working. Now, the next step, that's a working step. We got to get in there and grind a little bit. But see, that's where we find out who we are. And I hate to say that because I don't know who I am 3 years sober. I'm getting an idea. I'm getting to like who I'm becoming. But do I know who that guy is? Not really. And that's why I'm scared to settle down with and have a girlfriend type relationship. Going back to you shouldn't have a relationship in the first year. And the reason why, because I don't know who I am. How do I know I'm even going to like that person? Because I don't know that I like me yet. I mean, I'm finding out that I do like me. But I can't put somebody else's happiness on the line for me. So what I got to do is give all this to God, let Him take care of it, not take it back. Not take it back. And try to do His will all the time. Because see, if I get up in the morning and I say, please God, guide my life. I want to do your will. Show me the way. Tell me what I got to do. I'll use my body as you will. My mouth to spread your message. To do the next right thing. I'm in pretty good shape. I got to do that every day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, because as a human being, I fail miserably. And I can get off on a tangent like y'all see me do here all the time. If I get off on that tangent, I might slide away from that. But on the other hand, if I get up in the morning and I do whatever the heck I want to do because I'm Chuck Brothers and this is my life and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. You can't tell me what to do. I'm an adult, right? That's bad, because see what happens when Chuck Brothers does that? I fail. I go out and get high. I spend all my money on dope. I could overdose. I don't care about my family. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they think. I don't care about my kid. So I can't just do what Chuck Brothers wants to do. I got to be maximum service to my fellow man in order to keep me happy. And that's where I'm saying now that the best thing I've ever got out of recovery was the ability to give back. 100%. There is no feeling out there better than to know your frame of mind is clear, drug-free, and being able to help somebody put hope on their face and see it in their eyes when they realize that somebody out there cares about them. They done run everybody off. Their family don't want to talk to them no more. Whatever. I tell parents all the time that they need to let their kids go. Don't let them ruin their life. It's time to push them out of the nest. Every bird's got to learn to fly. But that's what it takes. And to get them to where they need to get to be open-minded. I like to call it whole, to get whole. And that's willingness, honesty, open-mindedness, love, and example. Be an example. And that there will make you spiritually fit. And it really would. Or really will. The thing is, you got to be able to give back to somebody and not worry about you. You got to get you, or the me-I syndrome, out of you. And the only way I know to do that is talk to my higher power and let him have all the garbage. Because if I hold that garbage in, well, I'm still me. I'm still me. And I'm still doing what Chuck Brothers wants to do when Chuck Brothers wants to do it. What do you say, Donnie? JD? I'm trying to help somebody. I don't know how good I do at this, but plus this new format I'm doing with the Recovery Bible and stuff. But anyways, it ain't about that because God is leading this. And I got to let him. And the reason I do that is because if I try to do this on my own and I try to explain all this, it never comes out right. People think, well, you don't know what you're talking about. But if I let God do it, it just always works out. It always works out. So if you don't believe in God, that's all right. If you don't have a higher power, that's all right. But find you one, you're going to need him. You're going to need her or what? The ball peen hammer, the doorknob, whatever you want to use for your higher power. I prefer God. He is my Redeemer. He died on the cross for my sins, and he grabbed me by the back of my neck and said, hey, Chuck, you've had enough. It's time to take care of your family, your friends, your health, everything. And then by doing that, I had to go back and reach back into the fire and grab somebody and help them out. And that's what we do. You know, I hear people sometimes say that they wish they could change the past. You know, my life was pretty crappy at times. Being sexually abused, you know, living with my dad when I was a mama's boy. You know, me and my dad were never close. I always never fit in or whatever was going on in my life at the time that was awful. But it's awful in everybody's lives, people. I didn't get high because my childhood sucked. It did suck sometimes. It wasn't always horrible. But, you know, I don't use that as my excuse. Darlene said, woo-woo, please have everyone to say prayers for her grandson. Please do, people. That's another thing we do is pray for the still suffering and the sick and confused, and that they find their way into recovery, because people dying in droves out there. People, the streets are winning, and there's people out here that when they ask me questions, I'm blunt, I'm upfront, and I'm personal. I'm forward about the situation, and the reason is because the streets are winning. We don't have a chance to go back and say, man, I wished I did this. They're done gone. If I tell you that tough love is what you need to do, tough love is what you need to do, because they got to get uncomfortable enough to exhaust every option, except for to either get clean or go to the bitter ends. If they don't, if we keep giving them money, we keep buying them clothes, we keep whatever we do, this is, if all my friends got to where, you know, they didn't like me no more because I was getting high and I just wasn't a good friend no more. All right. I was fixing to just say, man, I need to do something. My life is so miserable. Everybody's done left me. Then all of a sudden somebody in my ear says, you poor thing, you. Come on over, take a shower. You know what, I'll give you some food. I'll loan you some money. I can't believe everybody turned their back. Well, you know what? My eyes just perked up. And now I got me another out. I got another 6 months in me till I can wear that person down. And if you don't let people get to that point, you got to let them get down to wherever they're going. You know, if they make it all the way to their bottom and they break out the pickaxe and the drill and they start putting dynamite in the hole, that's what I did. They're not going to get uncomfortable enough to say, okay, I've had enough. I've done everything I can do, and it just don't work. It's not going to work. I can't. Whatever I touch, it's always a failure. In reality, it's not a failure, because, see, you got to surrender. Surrender to win. I know that sounds funny. I thought it was funny when somebody told me that, to surrender to win. I had to give up Chuck Brothers. Because, see, Chuck Brothers couldn't do it no more. My way was not the way. Still not the way. And it's easy to forget where I come from. It's easy to say, oh, you know what, I did all this in recovery. No, I didn't, people. I didn't. God's helped me, or my higher power, or whatever your higher power is. That guy right there is who helped me. Because I can't do this. I can't stay sober without it. I can't stay sober with no God, no higher power, nothing. Because, see, every time I write down a business plan in a book and I get out my calculator and I dot all my I's and all my T's and all that stuff, it looks great on paper. But I fail every time. Every time. I don't care how much money that I think I'm going to make, and I take out all my bills and all the food and whatever I got to buy for Stephen, and I still run out of money because I didn't account for something, and that's the mistake Chuck makes. But when I got God on my side, or a higher power on my side, and I give him all my garbage, all my past, I don't have the guilt, shame, or remorse no more. Because I'm doing the next right thing. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to help myself. Trying to get sober, staying clean. You know, I go to work, start paying my bills. Because God's handling all the misery, or your higher power is. Got to let them have it. There's just no way I can explain how important it is. You know, it says in one group it says that I was beyond human aid. Now I know people that's gotten sober with a group of people. Now it does say I was beyond human aid. That tells me that that's probably not going to last forever. Yeah, 50 people can kick my butt. That's a way stronger person or people than me. It's way bigger than me. Can I rely on that for a while? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Because, see, that's bigger than me. It's not Chuck no more. It's this crowd of people. Now, will it last forever? I don't know. I've not gotten that far. And I don't have to, because my higher power is God. And he is the Redeemer. You know what? If you ain't got a higher power, you can borrow mine. He wants to be your higher power anyways. Woo woo. Amen to that. Amen to that. Let's take a moment break here and do a little commercial. Woo woo. PAL, Parents of Addicted Loved Ones. You are not alone. We meet Thursday nights, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the United for Recovery office, 860 West Stephen Foster, Bardstown, Kentucky. You can reach us at 502-349-3329. Ask for Terry. Tell your friends with Chuck Brothers Recovery loud and proud. How are you doing today? Find us on the internet at www.palgroup.org. Palgroup.org. United for Recovery, Education, Prevention, and Support. Contact United for Recovery at 860 West Stephen Foster, Bardstown, Kentucky, 4004. Phone number is 502-348-1879. Please leave a message. If you need help right now, contact Lisa at 502-510-4328. Tell your friends with Chuck Brothers Recovery loud and proud. How are you doing today? Woo woo. You can find them at www.unitedforrecovery.org. UnitedForRecovery.org. Please look under the resource tab. There are things about Casey's Law, recovery centers, male, female, female. You know, every option that you could find under recovery centers, paid, insurance, free. There are plenty of free recovery centers in the state of Kentucky. There is no reason that you cannot find help unless you just don't want it. Once again, that's United for Recovery, Education, Prevention, and Support. Woo woo! Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the little bell thing, hit all them little hearts and likes and all that good stuff. It does something. I don't know. It don't really matter about me making any money. So, but it does. It does get me out there, so maybe I can say something that's going to help somebody else. Maybe I can save their life if they hear something I got to say. Now, I'm not going to save their life personally, but maybe God will put something in my mouth that'll come out that they can relate to and want to find something different, something better. Because there is something better out here. I love my life today, people. Even on my bad days, I get aggravated, I get upset. Sometimes I yell and scream and do what humans do. Maybe sometimes I'm worse than most. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I'm not as bad as others. But one thing for sure is I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be able to maybe help a family not lose a loved one. Because I tell you, if you go to a funeral and it's a suicide or an overdose, man, that's the saddest funerals you'll ever go to in your life. And you know why? They are perfectly changeable. It didn't have to happen. Didn't have to happen. There's help out there. I do this on my free time on Wednesdays to help somebody out there. So maybe a family member can hear me say something, ask me a question. Kind of like Darlene said, please pray for my grandson. And we are going to here in a second when we get to that portion of the show. We're actually already there. I just ain't done none of it yet. Man, I've seen so many people overdose and die that didn't have to. Seen a lot of people commit suicide and die that didn't have to. That is a permanent fix to a temporary problem. Because see, the thing is I wanted to die too. In this picture right here, I've got an extension cord around my neck. I wanted to die. My life was miserable. This was day one of my very, very, very bottom. After I done pickaxed and dropped some dynamite in the hole, blowed out some more room right here. But you know what? I'd love to tell you I got sober that day, but I didn't. I was ready to die, people, right there. You can see it. Suicide note right there on the bottom. It says, here's your rat. All them secrets go to the grave with me, because I never told on nobody, but I got accused of it. Beat me down. I couldn't take no more. I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I didn't try to tell on nobody. I didn't do none of that stuff. And then I had guilt, shame, and remorse, how I treated my family, how I talked to my mom. Lost Stephen. My life right there, people. It's my life. Stephen is. I got him back, though. But I didn't know that day right there that, my life was going to get better. I had no clue. Had no clue that my life is going to get better. So if you're out there thinking you want to commit suicide, don't do it. Because see, that day there, I wanted to die. Today, 3 years later, man, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. But I had to make a decision. See, the decision is yours. Are you willing? Are you done with all that crazy stuff? See, if you make that decision to change your life, that one decision, it will change your future. You can become the happiest person you could ever want to be. It's up to you to be happy. See, I could buy you everything in the world. I could give you all the gifts in the world. You could have 1,000 virgins and Corvettes and whatever you think is going to be the best thing in the world. All the money that you could ever want to have. And still be miserable and want to die. Don't believe me? Ask Robin Williams. From this guy I know. Or I don't know him, but from this guy I ever seen. Killed himself. Had millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. So the only person that can change that is you. What do you say, Stephen? Hold up 1 second. Hey, Steve-O, I'm live, so you got to stay out there. But, see, he comes see me. He was probably super mad at me in the past. I don't know. I was probably the sickest guy that he ever met because he'd say, Daddy, will you come play with me? I'd say, sorry, son. I'm too sick. See, I'm not that way no more. If he wants me to get up and play with him, I can get up and play with him. My excuse today would be, man, I worked hard today, dude. You're crazy. Not because I'm sick. He probably thought I was the sickest guy in the world. And I missed out. See, I'll tell you what, he just turned 13, March the 12th. And I feel like I missed out on all that. Even though I was there, physically, I wasn't there. I couldn't be no dad. And all that wears on you. And that's something I had to give to God, because I can't deal with that, because Stephen is my life. I love him more than anything, more than life itself. So I got to be there for him, just like you got to be there for your kids or your whoever, your families or whoever. You know, everybody's different. Everybody's different, but it's still up to you to be happy. I can't make you happy. I can lead you to a road to get you happy, or to get you where you can change your mind to be happy. And if you're out there using and life sucks using people. It was a constant battle every day. Wake up sicker than a dog. Can't hardly get up off the couch, puking, crapping on yourself, whatever. The twitches, the body sweats, the hot flashes, cold flashes, all that awfulness. And then you had to come up with money to go buy it. Then you had to get there. Every day. That sucks, people. I don't have to live that way today. You don't either. There is a way out. That's the best thing about it. There is a solution. Reach out, ask me about it. I'd love to tell you all about it. But I'll tell you what, I have to work some steps like these right here. Admit that you got a problem. Your life's unmanageable. 1. Can't believe that a power greater than you can restore you to sanity. Step 2. Then we come to step 3. Right here. We made a decision to turn our lives over to God, our will over to God, or to a higher power, and let them take care of it. Because we did so well in the past as human beings. Our life was super great and miserable. You know, I always tell people, you know, I wanted to jump through them hoops when I got in trouble so I could get right back to that great miserable life that I had. It sucked, people. I didn't want to go back to that, but I did. That's the way my mind thought. Today, not so much. I'll usually laugh when I say that. I want to get right back to that life I had. Yeah. No, I don't either. I want nowhere near that. If I got to walk away from family, friends, whoever, to stay sober, amen. God will take care of the rest. God will take care of the rest. Man, we run out of time. I've done talked so much. Anyways, step 3, you know. It's awesome. Give that junk to your higher power. You don't have to hold on to it. Ain't that great? And all you got to do is say, hey, God, or whoever, higher power, doorknob, group of people, look, I don't want to deal with this no more. I've had enough. I've had enough. I don't want to deal with it no more. And you give it to them. And you walk away from it. Don't go back, start worrying about it, thinking about it, and all that stuff. You give it away. Don't have that problem no more. Let them take care of it. And it will work out. It's worked out for 3 years for me. You don't have to believe me. I challenge you to try it. I challenge you to try it. Get up, go to recovery. Get your life back together. Be who you want to be. Be your kid's mom, dad, your mom's dad's son, daughter. Be the most you can be. Because if you don't, someday you're going to look back like I do right now at Stephen and say, man, he's 13 years old. He don't want to hang out with me no more. He want to go do his own thing because that's what I wanted to do at 13. And I don't remember the good parts, like riding around in the buddy, my sponsee of mine was riding his kid around in a wagon the other day. And he laughed, and I don't remember all that. I told him, I said, man, I'm jealous of you. I don't remember none of that with Stephen. I wish I did. I said, man, hold on to that, because that laugh right there or that tear right there, all of that is memories that you're going to wish you had. And if you're out there all foggy, all strung out, doing whatever you're doing, worrying about what's life's happening out there with other people, and poor me, you're going to be the same way. And you're going to wished you had listened to me today. I guarantee you there's going to be a bunch of people out there that's going to think back on what I've said today and say, man, why didn't I listen that day? 10 years from now. I wasted 10 years that I could have just listened that one day and maybe got something and got sober, and I'd had 10 years clean. Because see, like this podcast, a buddy of mine said, look, Chuck, do it today, because if you wait 6 months, you wasted 6 months of learning. You know, it took me a long time to be able to do the things I do on here, to do Chuck Brothers Recovery Loud and Proud. Put these pictures on here. My scrolls ain't working. I don't understand why, but it took me 6 months to figure out how to do them scrolls. If I'd waited 6 months, I would have started off fresh, not knowing nothing. So if you start today, 6 months from now, you'll have 6 months sober. But if you wait, you'll have day one, misery, withdrawals, all that all over. Change it all today, people. Reach out. Ask me how to do it. I'll be glad to share everything I did. And hopefully you don't have to get locked up, go to jail, or any of that stuff like I did, and have the honorable judge say, sentence you to rehab. I sent you. You're going to get sober. I had the probation officer lady said, Chuck, I'm going to get you through this one way or another. She sure did. Yeah, that's right. I remember back in high school, Judge Dawson said, Chuck, I so much find a pair of pliers in your car, I'm going to lock you up, put you underneath that jail over weed. But I didn't hint the warning that, I didn't get that warning. I just thought, man, this guy's crazy. What's wrong with a little weed, right? Well, everything, because it got me to where I'm at. And once again, like I said, I wouldn't change none of it, because today I get to help people with my past. I don't take my past. I don't regret it. I'm glad I am who I am. There's some times in my life it was miserable. I wish it would have been better. But you know what? Hey, that's what made me who I am today. That's how I got to be here to help somebody today, to be here live for you all, was take them paths that was miserable. Even if it was my fault, nobody's fault, whoever's fault, it don't matter. I had a part in it. But anyways, I love you people. Hang around and watch the ads at the end, please. It's I know it's not much, but a lot of them are pictures of things that we've done here at Chuck Brothers Recovery Loud and Proud, road work, and just the gifts that we've been able to give out to people, the love we get to share. And there's also a thing on here that it's my favorite, but no, my least favorite. It's we still have a voice. They deserve the credit, or they deserve to be seen. Their voices are louder than anybody's, and the reason why is because they're no longer with us. They didn't want to die, but they did. So if you think it won't happen to you, this is what happened to them when they thought it wouldn't happen to them. Love y'all. Chuck Brothers Recovery Loud and Proud. Woo woo! Passed away from overdose or been in a car wreck due to DUI, or somebody else hit them as a DUI, whatever, anything to do with the addiction and alcohol related, let me know. I'll put their picture on here and they can share their voice.
Take a step into his shoes, but you gotta understand the sand that he's walking through. Never been his fault, following the code, hanging over nothing but a dog's. All the good intentions, always would envision the mission, but no one listened. They would see him glisten, beating pots and pans with his hands in the kitchen. Made his own decisions, stitching the incisions, brought with those opinions and the dishes. Mixed up with thoughts I'm thinking. Sinking into loneliness, I'm living for the weekend. Bills for his amusement, loving his guitar, but to the drugs he had to lose it. He wants to hit the road, but doesn't own a car to cruise it. Now he's all alone with a cup of purple juices. Scratching at his bruises, jack off to an actress that he's watching in the movie. He's never good at action, wasn't scared of his delusions. If visions never die, how it's not the kid to prove it.
I got to speed that up.
Life's a battle, you can flee from people, but evil to travel in the shadows.
Y'all stick around, I'm gonna pray for
evil to travel in the shadows. More to be done, instead of being fun, it made him apathetic and numb. He takes what he become, a fucking bum. Thought the world would be better off when he's gone. Never wake up, but he done spent his last $30 on Xanax and rum. He comes money for dress clothes. I got a job, ma, I can follow the dress code. He already knows that he won't last till tomorrow, so he don't give a fuck about the cash that he borrows. She told him she'd be over around 8:30 or 9. It was 1 o'clock and he was too impatient to die. Ravaging stuff, anything he could find, trying to find something that could take the pain before 9. Then she got it back and told him that she had a surprise. He didn't know if he could wait, but just said fuck it, I'll try. We never you can flee from people, but evil to travel in the shadows. Life's a battle. You can flee from people, but evil to travel in the shadows. Drive. He's on the car, but another car followed behind. She said, I'm not all of the fine, but if you're gonna work, then we gotta get you a ride. Look, Uncle Jack, we wanna see you succeed. Don't gotta pay me back. It's got a lot of maintained. I just wanna see you happy. It's never too late to change things. I hope it's enough. At Salvation Army, that might even get you a tux. She hopped the box and I hope it's get you out of your funk. And I brought you some groceries in the back of the trunk. What he's planning to do. He said, I didn't get the job, ma, I wish it was true. You'll never understand that. The demons are strong, and I hate to admit it, but I done lost a new one. And I moment of silence. These voices in my head are telling me to be violent. I try to never respond, but these voices go away whenever I take a thought. Then she tries to gasping for air. Oh my God, my breathe. Take a seat in the chair. We sat out of the car. She continued to struggle, but now she's grabbing his arm. And Uncle Jack shouted, calm 911. You're a fucking coward, Howard. Damn it, look what you've done. A piece of straw can break a camel's back, and you were the one. My brother took his life, cause you're his piece of shit of a son. Howard's died, I was young. This is not my fucking fault, cause I can hide and have fun. But I gotta run, and I'ma take my fucking life, cause that's what all of us want. We never walk alone.
Dear Heavenly Father, I pray in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, my Savior, who died on the cross for my sins and all that I will ever do and the planet will ever do. I know that we spit in your face every time we sin. I know that you got to hurt like a father hurts for his kids every time we rip another tear in your skin from the sins that are so deep and run deep in our lives. I want to pray to you and ask you for your forgiveness for everybody. I want to pray for the sick and suffering still out there. I want to pray for the COVID to go away. I want our government to get along. I want to pray for them. I want you to come down here and reach down and touch the very soul of this planet, the very soul of all these people, and heal them. Heal them, Lord. I want you to put your words in my mouth so I can say what you want to say, so I can help people get better and lead them back to you, Father. I pray in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, that Darlene's grandson will find a way to find you. I pray that he finds a way to overcome his pain, his suffering, whatever it is that's taking him down this path. Lord, she loves her grandson like I love Stephen. And these parents out here, grandparents, aunts, uncles, all of them care about their families. They really do. There is a lot of love on this planet, and I beg of you to please, one more time, help us. We need you, Father God. You are our Savior, our way out. You are not a way to heaven. You are the way to heaven. Please, Lord, I beg of you, please hear my prayer, I pray. I pray for all the animals that I was so jealous of. That cat that I had when I was going through withdrawal that would come up and sit on my lap to comfort me. I pray that other people got an animal, a loved one, or something, or can find you so they can find your love to help them through whatever struggles that they're going through. Let them know that you'll take their pain and their suffering, their past, and all their guilt, shame, and remorse, and you will take that away, and they can live pure under you, Lord. I pray, Lord, that the waters of the earth clear up. I pray for the clear skies. I don't complain about the rain, because you know what? I love the rain. It cleanses the earth. It brings new life. It fertilizes the seed to grow a plant so we have food to eat. I pray for all the sins be taken away, and that we as a human race can all get along. The color of our skin doesn't matter, Lord. It's our character that matters. It's not the skin. It's sin that's doing this. It's not anything. We just need your grace. Quit talking about race. Lord, it's my brothers and sisters through you, Lord, that I pray that you reach down and heal us, planet, and help us carry on, so many more lives can be raised and born and share love with you. We've gotten off the path of religion. We've gotten off the path of church. And I pray, Lord, that you help bring us back to you. I pray in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Please hear my prayer, Lord. I love you very much, and thank you for all you do in my life. Let everybody see what you do in my life. Open their eyes so they can see that you're here with them every day, like I get to see it. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Whoop, whoop. Chuck Brother recovered loud and proud.